I used to think anyone could be and should be an entrepreneur. And I thought that people were crazy not to risk everything for their dreams. But then I realized entrepreneurs are the crazy ones, because not everyone has that spirit or that calling to do something greater, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Now, for a while, I did think that entrepreneurs were, for lack of a better term, better than others because they had the courage to take on this risk for an unguaranteed outcome. And I realize now that that's not the reality of it. And it goes much deeper than that. If we take a look and understand, like, just logically, and think about the value equation, for example. Now, in entrepreneurship, the likelihood of success, at best, it's very low and unknown. And at worst, it's 0%, whether it's your perceived likelihood of success or anybody else's in this world. And just the fact that that's close to zero isn't the only thing, but that alone should be enough to kind of make it click in my head. Like, entrepreneur, you have to be delusional to be an entrepreneur. But it's not only that. It's the amount of effort that needs to be put in, the amount of sacrifices you must endure, and the amount of time that you must be doing this, all with absolutely no guarantee of it actually working in the end. So you're just running blind. Think of sprinting a marathon, but not knowing you're actually running a marathon and thinking it's a 100-meter dash. You're sprinting that 100 meters. Then they're like, oh, okay, there's another 100 meters to reach your target. It's another sprint. It's another sprint. It's another sprint. It's grueling and it takes forever, and you have no idea when it's going to end and when that success is actually going to come. So if you're looking at this in like a purely logical standpoint, you'd have to be delusional to do this, because it's not the people that don't want to take this route in life and gamble everything, for lack of a better term, gamble everything on an unknown future. Those aren't the crazy people. The crazy people are the ones who do, and that's fine. It's just you have to understand that you, me, we are the crazy people for wanting to take this route, and it's not something normal to do or to want. And when you understand that, it makes you look at this world in a different light, because I've met many entrepreneurs, and at one point I probably was like this, where you look at all these people working a job or basically doing anything other than entrepreneurship, and you're like, why do these people not chase their dreams? Why do these people like work for someone else or do something that they're not passionate about and they don't really want to do? And what I've learned recently is, just because you're an entrepreneur doesn't mean you're doing something you're passionate about. And even if you are, it's not necessarily the right thing, because to do something you're passionate about, you have to struggle and you have to withstand a lot of difficulties for a long period of time. And it makes me think, like, entrepreneurs are either delusional in thinking that the perceived outcome is a lot higher than it really is, or that the struggle that they need to endure is a lot less than it actually is, or they're masochistic because they're willing to put in all that pain and frustration and uncertainty and all these negative emotions just for the slim chance of it succeeding. Now, I'll tell you how I think about it as an entrepreneur. And I'm a little bit of both. I think I'm delusional. Actually, I know I'm delusional in my perceived outcome, because I know as long as I stick to this long enough, something will click and it'll work. But at the same time, to get to that point, I have to go through so much more pain and so many more struggles to become the person that is who I want to be, and that is the person whose outcomes are the ones that I want. So if you're sitting here right now and you've gotten this far, you're probably an entrepreneur or have an entrepreneurial spirit. And if that's you, and you want to move forward, either you want to start a new business or you want to continue moving forward, or you're at a tipping point right now, understand that entrepreneurship is not about becoming great. It's about resiliency and facing these struggles head on. And even when everything is against you, even when everything, like the whole entire weight of the world is pushing you, you just keep going forward. Because the only way to stop being an entrepreneur is to give in or to fail. Not to fail, I mean to give in or to quit. Because entrepreneurs are the best in the world at failing. And they need to take millions of steps just to match someone's second step. But the second you hit that, that's when all the benefits come. And that's where all the praise comes. And that's when all the people that at first were laughing at you or were thinking that you're delusional for wanting to do this, that's when they become friendlier. And I'm not saying this from experience, but I'm saying it from people I've seen. And I know some successful individuals personally who have dealt with this exact thing. So just know, to get to that point, you need to become a whole other person. And the only way to become that person is to struggle more than you already have. Because if you haven't grown, if you're not that person right now, you don't have what you want because you're not the person who would actually have it. So to become the person who has what you want, you need to grow. And the only way to grow is through discomfort and through struggling. Long ass rant, but I hope this is valuable. And if you're thinking about quitting a job, if you're thinking about dropping out of school, or if you're thinking about doing this on the side, just know the way to make it is to struggle and to enjoy the struggle and to keep going through it. Because not a single person in this world will build something great without going through disasters first. All right, peace.